If you want to get the best prices, you must involve your client in the pricing process. My name is Mark Wickersham. I'm the author of a number of books helping the accounting profession to master value pricing. So we need to make sure we involve them in the process, because every client is different. Every client values things differently. We have to price the customer, not the service. Critically important. And a big mistake, a huge mistake that we make in our profession, one that I made when I started my accounting firm way back now in 1996. For the first few years in the late 1990s, I didn't understand value pricing. I would meet with prospective clients every single week, and I would talk about all the amazing things that I could do for them. And then at the end of the meeting, when it came to the price question, I would say, that's a great question. Let me go away and think about it. I will do a proposal. And I would send them a proposal after the meeting. It's a huge mistake. Please never, ever do that. Here's the reason why. If you think about it, think about the last time you received a proposal or a quote. Perhaps you wanted your house decorating. Perhaps you wanted your landscape gardener to sort out to sweep the yard, do the gardening. And you asked for some quotes. When you get a quote or a proposal sent to you, what's the first thing you look for? I know what it is. You look for the price. We all do. We go to look for the price. And your clients are no different. When you send them a proposal, they'll go flicking through it because they're looking for that price. And when they see that number, out of context of everything else, they make a snap judgment. Usually, wow, that's a lot more than I'm expecting. And you've lost control because you're not in the meeting with them. And if it's a potential client, very often you never hear from them again. Because what happens is they take your nice proposal you've spent hours sweating over to their existing accountant or bookkeeper, and they say, I've just had this, can you beat it? And you know the other accountant, the other bookkeeper will say, yes, we can do a better price. So we must never, ever send proposals through the mail, through the post, by email. We have to have a face-to-face conversation with the client. We have to involve them in the pricing process. Now, a great tool for this is cloud pricing. A software-based approach is very powerful, because one of the things you want to do is make sure that when you are pricing, you want to make sure that your first price that you deliver, you reveal to the client, is not the right price. You want to price high. Because if you go with a price and the client says yes straight away, you've gone in too cheap. You've left money on the table. So we need a process, a structure. And I would strongly recommend the firms that are getting the best results from value pricing, that are getting the best prices with the right clients, are using a strategy which I call iterative digital pricing. It means using a software approach. And there are three big benefits of doing exactly this. Firstly, there's transparency. Because if you sit down with a client and you ask them some questions and you have a system that comes up with a price, then it's clear that you're not just making this number up. If the client says, what will this cost? And you say, oh, $5,000, they're going to think, oh, you're just making this number up. And they're more likely to push back, to argue, to try to bring the price down. But if you have a system that's transparent, where they can see how the price is building up based on the answers to questions, then there's greater trust, there's greater credibility. They are more likely to accept your price when you have a system to calculate it. That's the first advantage. The second advantage is that when you price in front of the customer, if the client then says, when you reveal the price, that's expensive, you are still in control of the process. Because what you can do is then you can change the package. If they can't afford that price, we might explain to them the reason it's that price. It's because, Mr. Client, you chose this feature and this feature. Would you like me to show you what the price would be if we take this feature out or this feature out? Which is the least valuable to you? Let the client tell you which of those things is least valuable. You then take that out, you recalculate the numbers, and you now give them a different price. You involve the client in the pricing process, you remain in control of the process, and you keep changing the package until either they say yes, which is great news, or you might decide, of course, this isn't the right client for you. It's time to say no. And the third reason is when you involve the client in the pricing process, what happens is you convert more business and they spend more money. Apple do this really well with their online shop when you buy an iMac computer. They are very good at, for example, the upsell process. When you involve the client in the pricing process and you give them options, you give them choices, you build in the upsell, what happens is very, very often they choose to pay you more money. So you end up with a higher price, making more money, and being able to serve the client better. It's a win-win situation. So always have the price conversation face-to-face with the client. If you want any more help, below this video there's some links to some more free stuff. Please join my Facebook group, and also if you love this video, please let me know. Please tell me by clicking that thumbs up icon, the like icon, and please feel free to make comments and share this video with other accounting professionals. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.